Hello everyone, this is Sam, and in this short video I just want to walk you through the contents of the second assessment resources folder. Now the reason I'm doing this is because I've got to become familiar with it, and so I have to go through it, but I thought I'd take you along with me so that you could see how I approach it, and maybe you can get some extra benefit from reading along with me. Okay, so let's get going. It's the assessment, so we have to go to assessments. Let's click here. Okay, we'll try not to make it too winded, and this is unscripted, so there are going to be lots of ums and ers. Here's the assessment 2 resources folder, and here we start. All right, okay, so assessment 2 is a website or a blog, and it's worth 50%. Okay, that's a lot. All right, so as part of your development in becoming a digitally fluent educator, you will create and develop a website using a tool of your choice. We recommend Wix, WordPress, or Weebly. Okay, so you have the choice, but we're recommending those 3. And I'll go along with that because in my past experience, these have been the best ones. All right, and the ones that cause the fewest problems. All right, on the following overarching topic. Now this is where we come to what's been slightly disappointing with some of you in assessment 1. You're not giving your work an overall or overarching title. So what I'm saying here is, when I see your websites, I would like to see this prominent overall topic heading. Okay, teaching and learning in the digital world. There's no way around this. Don't do anything else. Just the overall or the overarching topic heading for you is teaching and learning in the digital world. And really, your font, in terms of size in particular, should show that it should stand out. Okay, this will be developed. This will be developed and added to throughout the unit. Oh, sorry, everyone. Okay, no, that's our hope. That's the best case scenario. You should have been working on this from week 1 or week 2, but we'll see. And you should allocate time in the first 8 weeks to begin working on your website. Okay. All right. Now we'll see. Look, really, I hope you have been doing this, but look, I know you, or some of you. All right. This is a creative project, so you will determine the design and the navigational elements of your website. Quite true. And I hope that your navigational websites are ones that I can readily use, okay, with no complications. Now, your website should include 2 multimodal. Now, multimodal, okay, 2 syllables here, multi and modal. Multi, of course, means more than 1, please, and it usually means more than 2. Okay, so more than 1, and in other words, it's not all text, and it's not all animation or video, not all sound. Okay, it's going to be multimodal. All right, so some parts of it are going to be text, some parts are going to be visual, I can see it, animation and video. Now this is movement. Animation means it's live, it's moving, it's not static, and sound, of course. All right, so this is what we're going to be looking up for. Summations each of 2 to 4 minutes in length. Okay, they're the numbers. So look, don't go under 2 minutes and don't go over 4 minutes. All right, and look, it's not just a matter of seconds and things like that. 2 to 4 minutes, that's a wide range. I think it's reasonable to expect that you can land within that range, with at least one of the summations featuring a recording of your own voice. Good, okay, I'm glad to see that. Additionally, each multimodal summation must be created using a different main digital tool. Okay, so you can choose the digital tool with which you want to create each summation. However, you may not use the tool you used to create your infographic in this assessment as it was used in assessment 1. So please, from the outset, remember that, because it just won't be accepted. In fact, it'll be failed, I think. All right. Okay, now one of the summations must be cyberbullying, so there's no choice there. Okay. And the other one, so you've got 2, the other one must be chosen from this list here. Right? Okay. And this is why I've been wanting you to be active and interactive on the discussion board, because that's a way of, now where does it say here? Over 8 weeks preparing your website. Okay. All right. So now each summation should appear on a separate page on your website. Okay. Please remember that. Some of you weren't doing that in assessment 1. I saw the list of references, not on its own page, but stuck with some other, I think, following directly from the reflection, and it shouldn't have been like that at all. So each summation should appear on a separate page on your website and should review the topic chosen while focusing on how the ideas in the topic, how the ideas in the topic may affect teaching and learning. Well, surprise, surprise, teaching and learning. That's what we're here for. All right. Now, your website must also include a final reflection that discusses in 300 to 500 words the process and different tools you used in creating your website. Okay, so your website must include a final reflection. All right, this final reflection should also critically evaluate this assessment task, how this assessment task has impacted your understanding and teaching of learning. Okay, so critically and evaluate. Here's where you have to bring some sort of judgment to what you're saying. And you can do this by expressing an opinion for or against. You can talk about how useful or not it is. Bring some sort of a judgment to the evaluation and to show your evaluation of it, okay? And it has to be how the assessment task has impacted your understanding of teaching and learning in a digital world. Okay, another way you can do this is you can speak very briefly about what you thought your understanding of teaching and learning in a digital world was before you started and what it is now. All right, okay. Now, also, I want to tell you, could you please make sure that you give each of these sections, each page, a subtitle of some sort? Okay, so we know exactly which one of the list. Don't give it your own words. Use the wording from the list, okay? And it would be even nice to be able to get there with one click. And don't forget, we have to be able to navigate into your website, out of your website, and inside your website. And it all has to be easy and fairly straightforward. Now, the assessment criteria, okay, ensure you familiarise yourself with the marking guides on Blackboard. That's this thing here, the marking rubric, which I'll do in the next video. Okay, for full information, however, broadly speaking, you'll be assessed as follows. Okay, each multimodal summation, and please give it a subtitle, all right? Hopefully an interactive subtitle so we can navigate from one to the other and back again. Okay, showing knowledge of the topic, creativity and design and quality of speech. All right, now when it comes to speech, I know you're going to try and read it, but please try not to make it sound as though you're reading at us. Try to make it sound as though you're speaking to us, as though it were a presentation, or even speaking with us. Now, in the final reflection, and don't forget we need some sort of a subtitle to say it's a final reflection. Discuss the process and the different tools you used in creating your website. Okay, so look, what were they? and what was the actual process? How did you go? What was the step-by-step thing that you did? Okay, critical analysis of how this task is impacted. All right, we've talked about critical before. This is bringing some sort of a judgment to it. You like it, why? You don't like it, why not? Is it useful, why? If it's useful, not useful, why not? And so on. Some sort of a judgment. And overall, academic writing in compliance with APA 7th edition referencing. Now, this is important, especially for this second assessment, because once you get your first assessment back and you've seen the feedback, we're going to expect to see improvement, both in your writing and in your referencing. So you really have to show that you've got on top of this for the second assessment. Right, for the first assessment, you kind of had an excuse, but not for this one. All right, I'll leave it there, and then I'm going to go on to the marking rubric in the next video. Thanks, everyone. The best of luck to you.